Eli Miege, magazine for the fashionably creative. Today I'm here with
Audre and How High to Fly.
Exactly. So let's get right on into it. How are you able to start your brand off? Let's just give the people just like more about yourself as well.
So I started off back in 2019 when I started at FAMU, and I had like probably about like $100 or so, and I asked my mom for like a little help with it, and she basically told me, she was kind of skeptical about it, but I just started off making t-shirts. Like I had like 3 different designs, like they were like hair designs, and then I just started doing that. I started selling t-shirts for like $25, and I sold out like my first collection, I guess, and then every time I kind of just recycled until I started getting into like real designing and fashion.
So you talking about FAMU? What was the transfer from FAMU all the way to NTL? What happened?
Well, I'm from Atlanta, so it was easy, but I guess I had like a transition where I was in journalism, so I didn't want to write about people. I wanted to like be written about, so that was kind of like my shift. And I knew I couldn't really make any type of real moves in Tallahassee, so I just moved back here, and then it's been going well ever since. So
okay, so did you try to finish school here, or were you just like, since you came back, you like, nah, I'm going to school?
I went to SCAD for like a week, and I didn't really like it because I felt like it was like just, it wasn't really helping me. I felt like I was kind of already ahead, I guess, of like drawing one-on-one. I feel like I was wasting money. I didn't really want to be in school for that, I guess.
Yeah, I get that. I want to go to SCAD, but
I mean, it's everybody has a different experience. I feel like it's worth it.
Nah, I don't think it'd be worth it for me now. I've already done school and everything, so it's over and done with.
Yeah.
But let's get into the designing and all that stuff. What is your favorite part about designing all the things that you created?
Favorite part that I always get to try something different every time. I'm never trying to design anything that looks similar to anybody or that I've done before, and that's hard, being that I've made like thousands of designs, and I try not to like recycle. I always put out the best that I can. So even the designs that y'all see is like the best out of probably like 500 or so that I choose from. So it's a lot, but it's the fun part is that I always get to make something different that I want to, and I get to play with like a lot of colors. That was kind of the collection theme this time, or like that's where I'm like the direction I'm going into is like just diving into more colors instead of just tan, red, black. So yeah.
So do you have any regrets so far when it comes to designing and fashion? Because I know you're saying you like to create pieces that are one of one and things like that. Do you have any regrets for anything that you've made so far, or is everything like you did it and you just accepted it?
Only thing I say I would regret is like how sizing goes, because sometimes it's hard to get the perfect sizing for certain things. Other times it's pretty easy, so it just really depends on. I guess that would be a biggest regret, but I don't really regret anything because I know that I've sold out of like almost everything that I've made, so. Yeah, I don't think I should have any regrets.
So how did you get the name How High to Fly?
It's like multiple stories, but it's kind of like that's like the only secret that I keep in the brand. Like only my friends.
Okay, keep it on hush hush.
Only my friends know like the name. So the brand, the name, the basis of the name, it's a funny story. So maybe I'll tell it.
Okay, so we're gonna tell people it's up for interpretation.
However you
think of it. When I think of it, it's like okay. You can't. Never mind. But it was gonna be inspirational. I was gonna say it's gonna be inspirational. But let's get into these pieces that you got back here. We've got a lot. Like we got a variety of different options and colors. You included the colors as well. I like this one. This one is cool.
Oh yeah, that's like that's a moss. It's kind of like that. But it's like moss. It's real moss, and it's a Kelly green. And all I did was really get some real strong fabric glue and put it all together. But I cut up all of the moss and this took a lot of time and work, so it was pretty hard I just was praying that the fabric would hold, because this is a different type of, this is not fabric, it's like real moss. So, and I was hoping it didn't die, and of course, it didn't die yet. So.
Oh, it's real? It's not like the...
Yeah, it's like real, yeah. So I was like...
That's cool.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, this is everything here is from my collection coming up, the Giver, the Maker, Fall Winter 24.
Okay.
First release, Explorer Sweatpants on September 1st. First thing that's coming out. Yeah, and then everything will come out like weekly, so it'll be good. I think this is the collection.
Okay.
So.
I love it for you. Let's talk about this jacket that you're actually wearing right now. You made that as well?
Yeah, this is
That's nice.
It's called Pearly Gates.
Yeah.
Pearly Gates denim jacket, and it's just a whole bunch of pearls, just in different places. It's supposed to represent like the galaxy and like stardust. So that's the real theme of it. And then the back has the logo on it, and it's like representing the galaxy as well, like a real galaxy. And then this is like Spaceman. People really like Spaceman. Like this is like, I put this on almost everything, and people really, really like this design. So.
So what is the hardest part of owning your brand so far?
I would say the hardest part is managing everything. I've done everything for 4 years straight on my own. So yeah, so I've been doing everything on my own, but I'm just now starting to build connections, and I'm like doing a trial and error thing with a manager right now, because this is their first time managing. So it's just, the hardest thing has definitely been like money management as well.
Yeah.
That's like a personal thing though, so I have to figure out how to get right with that on my own, like discipline wise. So.
Okay. What are some of the things you've learned since starting your brand?
I've learned how to be very professional with everybody and just separate my life from my business, and that's like the biggest part, because without professionalism you can't really grow, and also you just have to know how to separate your personal life from your work. And everybody's allowed to have emotions, but it's just, I don't know, for me you just have to push through whatever you're going through. You just got to push through it, because you have a brand, and you're supposed to really just focus on making sure everything is in line. So
all that focus.
Yeah.
Most important part. So let's go into, you said that your new collection is coming out, but let's talk about your first fashion show. How was that? I was actually there for it. I was like, oh, this is nice. What was that experience for you?
It was stressful. I can say that the most, because I did everything on my own, from set design to styling 30 people to what else? It was a lot. I definitely cried at the end of that, because it was just so stressful, and I had a lot to handle. But it was still fun though. I made a lot of connections, and a lot of people really liked it. So I'm praying that this next one, it's not gonna be as stressful, because I don't think anything is more stressful than styling 30 people in your own clothes. So, but yeah, it'll be good. I think it was fun. Like I really liked that show, and I made a lot of friends from that show as well. So.
Yeah. So when it comes to hosting a fashion show, what kind of tips do you give yourself for the next fashion show coming up?
Well, the first one was to get an assistant, because I didn't have anybody really managing the door, I don't think, and then I didn't have a lot of things I should have had. But yeah, it would just be to be prepared as well. Just make sure everything is aligned a day or two before. Do practices with the models. Just stay organized as well. Those are like the main things I can say, and just make sure that you're prepared to do it, because it's more than just having people walking the runway. It's a lot more behind the scenes than just people walking. So.
I know it can be stressful and hectic. What tips would you give people who are also stressed when it comes to whether it be starting their own business, doing a fashion show, or just creating their own pieces by hand that makes their brand be able to stand out? What are any tips that you would give to those
Well, for people, if they want to start a brand, then just start. Like, it's never a right time to start a brand. You know, there's always going to be something that comes up, but that's just life. So you have to just start. Just start. Share your designs and your thoughts and things with people. And of course, in the beginning, people are gonna doubt because they've never seen you do something like that before. That's just like anything. Like, you know, when you start off with something, of course you're not gonna be good at it, or you might not be as good as other people. But just don't be envious and don't become jealous, or don't just live and be you. Like, that's the biggest thing. You can't be so caught up on social media. That's like my biggest thing, or that has been my biggest thing. You know, because people look up to me now, which is crazy. I'm only 23, so I don't know.
What keeps you motivated to keep doing your brand / business and just making pieces?
I think it's just that when people like my designs, I really enjoy that, and just being able to like create something different, or like that, and also introducing people that aren't really into fashion, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And because, you know, most people aren't, you know, as I would say fashionable or knowledgeable when it comes to that. Even me, I'm not as knowledgeable. But yeah, I just enjoy, you know, introducing people to new things, and also just making stuff. I just like making clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's been like that for a while now.
So when it comes to making clothes and you want to have those one-on-one pieces, what's the process for that? Is it just like it just comes to you, or you have to sketch it out a few times? Do you get inspiration from around you? Like, what is it?
Sometimes I get inspiration. Sometimes I just sketch it out. Usually, I don't ever use patterns. I've only used patterns for like those vests.
Mm-hmm.
These, for the purple and the red vest. Two different ones. Yeah, it's like a book bag without a book bag.
Okay.
But yeah, I usually just dive right into it. Like, I don't. No, you good. It's a struggle. That's like the worst. But yeah, I just dive right into it. Like, I draw everything out,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just up to me to make it into real life. So I just do stuff. Like, I just always do trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, or like, my grandma she's been trying to make me be more like professional, I guess, with it. Not professional, but more, what's the word? I guess like structured with pattern making. But I'm just like, I feel like I'm like one of the only people that are like that can just go straight from head to piece to design, if that makes sense. So.
Okay, cause I feel like a pattern might not. I'm not a sewing guru. I had a sewing machine, but it kind of like exploded. So we gotta run that back later. But I feel like maybe if you don't need a pattern, then don't use a pattern. I feel like that's more. It's more for beginners, you would say, or just like.
I don't really know, because I'm self-taught, so
Yeah.
I haven't really gotten the experience of being taught how to sew. As long as I know how to hook the machine up, then that's all I really needed. And I just was putting it through the machine and figuring out what's what. But I think for beginners, a pattern would definitely be easier, because some things I have sewn, I can't say they've been smaller. Like, I've sewn them for my size, and they've been very small on me. Like, so I just had to like scrap it, or not scrap it, but, you know, I just didn't use it anymore. But yeah, that's really about it. Just trying to be real structured with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Beginning out.
Okay, last question.
Okay.
What is like, what's the word I'm looking for? Can I ask you what's your biggest like inspiration, or who inspires you to keep going? Of course, like, I know a lot of people say themselves, but is there any outside source, maybe celebrities, TV shows, things like that keep you going?
No, I think the thing for me is like making a name. That's like my biggest thing. Like, I really want to be known for my designs. And, you know, like, back then you weren't really known for being a designer. Like, the pieces, or like the clothing would be known, but the designer wouldn't be known. And I feel like I want to like kind of switch that to where it's both. Like, I'll be known for designing, and I'm known for the clothes as well. And I have a very distinct way that I make clothes, or like, I just have a very distinct clothing brand.
Yeah.
So, or designer brand, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's really what just keeps me going. Just having a name for myself, really.
Yeah.
Like, I take pride in that.
Do you have any advice for the people watching? Even though I already asked you bad questions about advice, anything else, or like one thing that you want people to take away from this whole interview?
I guess that people really don't know me. Like I'm not as like I don't know. Like I'm a really cool person. Like
Yeah.
I'm really just a relaxed person, and advice that I could give would be, just start. Like that's really all you can do is just start. Like don't try and worry about what people think. Like you just have to do stuff. Like you can't think about what people think, because of course people are gonna talk about you, or they're gonna hate, they're gonna do this and that. But it's like they're gonna forget about it in like 10 minutes. So it's like you just have to do it. Like even if you fall on the ground, like nobody gonna remember that. Like just keep going. Like just keep going. Just be yourself. Like everybody's trying to be like somebody different.
Yeah, I get that. Okay. Thank you so much for coming, and once again, shout yourself out and your brand.
Oh, my name is Audre. You can follow me on Instagram, on everything at Audre, and you can follow me, the brand, at How High to Fly. It's all the same thing, but it's the number instead of the words. How high, number 2, fly. That's it.
Yeah.